To a chemist, the periodic table is a repository of absolute physical truths. Every number on this chart represents a fixed, measurable property of the universe. Take a common element like chlorine. At the top of the cell is the atomic number. This is an exact integer, 17, representing the absolute count of protons inside a chlorine nucleus. Atoms are constructed from discrete physical particles. Protons and neutrons are bound together, and each individual particle has a relative mass roughly equal to 1. Since you are building an atom out of whole particles that each weigh 1, the total mass of the atom should logically be a whole number. Yet when we look at the standard atomic weight published for chlorine, we find a decimal, 35.45. You cannot have 45 hundredths of a neutron in a stable atom. It is a physical impossibility. This tells us that the published mass on the periodic table is not the weight of any single chlorine atom. It is a statistical abstraction derived from complex physical data. To accurately measure the building blocks of the universe at a macroscopic scale, we have to deconstruct the math behind that decimal. We have to move out of the theoretical chart and into the physical laboratory. When you scoop up a sample of pure chlorine, you are actually holding a mixture of variations. These variations are called isotopes, atoms of the exact same element that carry different numbers of neutrons. In nature, stable chlorine exists almost exclusively as two specific isotopes, chlorine-35 and chlorine-37. Scientists use an instrument called a mass spectrometer to physically separate these isotopes based on their distinct masses. This graph shows the raw output of that separation. The spectrometer measures the exact physical mass of each individual isotope, plotting them as distinct peaks on the x-axis at roughly 35 and 37. It also calculates their relative natural abundance. The lighter isotope makes up 75.76% of a standard sample, while the heavier isotope accounts for the remaining 24.24%. Elements in nature are never pure, monolithic substances. They are specific statistical blends of these distinct isotopic ingredients. The mathematical challenge is compressing those two distinct mass and abundance readings into the single decimal value published for chlorine. To do this, chemists use a weighted average formula. You cannot simply average 35 and 37 to get 36. That calculation is scientifically invalid because it completely ignores the natural distribution of the isotopes. The first absolute rule of this formula is that percentages must be converted to decimal fractions by dividing by 100 before doing any math. We execute this conversion for chlorine-35's abundance, changing 75.76% to 0.7576. We then multiply that fraction by chlorine-35's exact isotopic mass, 34.96885. Next, we convert the rarer chlorine-37's abundance of 24.24% to 0.2424, and we multiply that fraction by chlorine-37's exact isotopic mass of 36.96590. Sum the two resulting products together, and the calculation yields exactly 35.45 atomic mass units. Not a single individual chlorine atom in the universe actually possesses a mass of 35.45 AMU. The decimal on the periodic table is a highly accurate macroscopic tool reflecting bulk terrestrial abundance. It serves as a necessary bridge between the microscopic atom and the real world. We just calculated that value in atomic mass units, but what physical object actually defines the AMU we used in our math? To calibrate molecular mass, the scientific community required a universally stable, standardized benchmark. They selected the carbon-12 isotope. One unified atomic mass unit, or 1 Dalton, is defined as exactly 1/12 the mass of an unbound, neutral carbon-12 atom at rest. Every other isotope in the universe is measured by placing it on a conceptual balance scale against this exact carbon-12 standard. This explains why relative isotopic masses aren't perfect integers. Chlorine-35 measures 34.96885 instead of exactly 35 due to nuclear binding energy and the mass defect of the particles inside the nucleus. By anchoring all calculations to this single carbon isotope, scientists created an absolute universal measuring stick for the microscopic realm. The biggest hurdle in chemistry is rarely the math. Usually, it is the heavily conflated terminology used to describe mass. This flowchart isolates the terms. Mass number is strictly a simple integer. It is used exclusively for counting particles, the sum of protons and neutrons. Relative isotopic mass is the exact mass of one specific isotope relative to the carbon-12 benchmark. And relative atomic mass, frequently published as atomic weight, is the dimensionless, weighted average of all isotopes present in a terrestrial sample. We can test our understanding with a rapid-fire case study: boron. Boron-10 sits at a roughly 20% abundance, while boron-11 dominates the mixture at roughly 80%. Because boron-11 is vastly more abundant, the weighted average must pull heavily toward 11, landing at exactly 10.81 AMU. These abstract decimal averages are exactly the numbers needed when scooping chemicals onto a scale to calculate molar mass in the laboratory. The decimal on the periodic table is a triumph of statistical physics. It seamlessly translates the chaotic, multi-isotopic reality of the quantum world into the reliable, measurable world of everyday chemistry.